Alright guys, see this as no way of voting manipulation or trying to make you guys change your minds regarding my Delta Pokemon design polls, but I did want to make this video because it's just confusing to me. So far we're on part 3 of our polls, and I choose all of the Delta Pokemon randomly. I had the whole list of them, and then I have like a random pick, like something from a list element sort of website that I use, and obviously picks the Pokemon at random. So obviously I get the picks, and picks for this first poll of the week was Octillery, Emolga, Blastoise, and Lucario. And I was thinking, at least in my own opinion, that Blastoise should have just been sweeping the rest of these guys, because I don't think Delta Lucario, like, it does look cool and the concept behind it is nice, but I don't know, just like Blastoise is a freaking Ninja Turtle, bro. Like, I thought that would have just swept the pool, but rather than even those two, or even Delta Emolga, which I chose the better sprite for it, because honestly I don't think it would have gone any votes if I didn't use it in its Blaze Boost form, was Octillery. Almost half the votes, deep that we have 71 votes, and half of that is pretty much going on to 35.5, round down to 35. Yeah, like, Delta Octillery has the most votes, and I'm like, what does this guy even do? Like, honestly, I was just like, well, it's based on design, so obviously competitive viability does not have to come into account, because Octillery, like Delta Octillery, like its original form, isn't particularly the best Pokemon competitively, and that's why I decided to do best design, because again, a lot of the Delta Pokemon don't really have competitive integrity in the Chaos OU metagame. So yeah, just to make it as fair as possibly can be design wise, and I think it's cooler to talk about design because you know, a lot of these Delta Pokemon are very, very different from their original forms. But either way, yeah, so it's just gonna be a quick video, going over Delta Octillery and just talking about it, because for some reason, the people that have seen this poll, whether you're members of the Kingdom, and consider subscribing to the channel, join the Kingdom, on our way to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It just makes me wonder, what do the fellow members of the Kingdom see in Delta Octillery that I'm not exactly seeing? Because if we head into the team builder right now, Delta Octillery isn't really one of the Delta Pokemon that have that much different of a design from their original form. Like, to be honest, like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily lazy, but at the same time, like, you just have regular Octillery, which is a water type octopus, and then you get a fire type Delta Octillery, which just kind of has like some hardened, you know, what seems to be charcoal around, and I'm just like, well, that's all it really does. And I'm just like, maybe it comes down to Octillery's base design at that point, and then I just keep thinking, well, base design Octillery is pretty much a pretty basic Pokemon at that point. Like, if you're using the base as inspiration for your pick, wouldn't Delta Lucario kind of get more votes at that point, because base Lucario is like one of the most famous like designs in the franchise? But anyway, so yeah, let's actually speak about what Delta Octillery is capable of even doing. Unfortunately, you are locked with Octillery's stat spread, which, to be fair, offensively is not bad. But at the same time, you're frail and you have no speed tier. So yeah, what does this one do different from regular Octillery? So a lot of, you know, OU players or anyone that actually just plays any tiers above RU, for example, probably won't even know what Octillery is capable of doing. But it does get an interesting new move in the Chaos tiers. I don't know if this is a PoE Dex custom ability, or this comes from the other fan games. I really don't know. But actually, I should just check what actually gets this. Cannoneer, I can't spell. But yeah, so seems like these guys get Cannoneer, which actually does make a decent amount of sense design-wise, thematic-wise. Toucannon, Magmortar, and Rhyperior. And Cannoneer seems to be an ability that boosts bullet-based attacks by 1.5. Which does include Octazooka, I believe, which is stronger than Water Pulse. So yeah, that's going to be your main stab, and it has a 50% chance of lowering your accuracy. Unfortunately, this is not saving Octillery at all, but in terms of what it's done in the mainline games, it's pretty much just been an incredibly lower tier water type wall breaker. Has had its time in DPP SU, still one of the best ones in that tier. And yeah, Octillery's never really been a high tier Pokemon, or even a lower tier Pokemon that's actually been good. Like, I can't recall the time this thing was good in PU. Maybe in Gen 3 if it actually made it there, but I don't know. But yeah, this one has never really been good. Delta Octillery, on the other hand, it's tough to say if it's better than its base form, Probably is, to be honest, because you get contrary overheat, which is your bread and butter, and I think this is a lot more threatening than base Octillery has ever been in the past, to be honest. And you kind of just get like the similar like moves in terms of coverage. Like Octillery's always been the one that's had some really weird coverage. Like it has Psychic, it has Fire Blast, a Blizzard, Energy Ball. Like it's had a lot of really good coverage options over time. And I think Delta Octillery is following in its footsteps here, because you get Earth Power, which is quite useful. Don't know why I got rid of Overheat. Earth Power, Energy Ball. You get Scald for some reason. You still have the poison coverage in Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave. And yeah, this mon is pretty funny. Other than having contrary overheat, there isn't really anything else that is able to boost your stats. You don't get any setup options, nor do you get yeah, you don't really get any setup options, do you? Like you get Stealth Rocks, which is interesting. You get Trick. You have a lot of really interesting moves in terms of the special side. But yeah, very interesting mon, honestly. Like I do like Delta Octillery and how it's able to differentiate itself from its base form, and I do think it ends up being better than that. But is it gonna see play in the Chaos OU metagame? Not really, no. It's just too slow to really get it going. If you do want to try and make it work, I think you have to go maximum speed, and even then there's some walls that are just going to be able to outspeed you. But I do think as a slow breaker, there's probably some merit to it, being able to spam pretty much your type's strongest special fire attack and double your special attack each time is pretty dangerous in my opinion. If you, especially if you go heavy duty boots, water types won't really want to switch into either because of Energy Ball. Then in terms of the last move, I actually don't know what you're going to be running the last move, because Fire, Ground, Grass pretty much already hits everything. So at that point you can just go like coverage options, which can be Scald, which can be it actually does get Focus Blast, which is interesting. Don't know if I would risk Focus Miss accuracy though, but you might as well, because it's, you know, another strong option. Or you can actually just go other fire stab, which Flamethrower, Fire Blast, whatever it is. And yeah, max attack, max special attack, max speed. Other than that, it does have physical sets, though I don't know how much of a physical set you would want to run, to be honest. Even the well, I was gonna say contrary flame charge with this, but obviously flame charge is gonna nerf your speed rather than boost it, so yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, in terms of the physical side, you also get some pretty cool moves. You do get Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Knockoff and Gunk Shot. I think these are pretty solid moves to have in terms of being able to just run a physical set. But again, I think special is going to be a lot better for the aforementioned reason you have contrary overheat. So, you know, I don't think you're going to be running physical on this guy. But yeah, so that's the capabilities of Delta Octillery. Is it a good Pokemon in Chaos OU? No, not really. Even if we go into Insurgents OU, it's going to be RU because it only goes down to RU, but I couldn't, like, if Insurgents went down to like PU or even ZU, I think this thing would have a decently solid niche in Insurgents PU, realistically. Like, thinking about what was PU in, what do you call it, Gen 6, and it actually does go down to Gen 6 PU here, which none of the Delta Pokemon are actually like here. I think this one could actually be pretty interesting in this tier for sure, and it would actually be a menacing threat, because if we see the moves that I had access to, it still has access to Overheat, it still has access to Earth Power and Energy Ball. Yeah, this would be a solid Insurgents PU Pokemon. But yeah, that is it for Delta Octillery. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you actually voted for in my current poll. And if you did vote for Octillery, why did you vote for Octillery? I really just want to know and understand why people actually like Delta Octillery so much. At least over Blastoise, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.